Well, what is going on, everybody? How are you doing? We lost somebody. We lost somebody in the little intro there. But my name is Joe Miller, and you are tuned in to the Hump Day Hotline. I didn't even see him bounce out. He was here a second ago.
What happened? We were just talking.
I'd have come on here if you were here, and I'd have been like, my big old fat head would have been on the screen all by itself. I'd have been like, what in the world is going on?
No, would have been even funnier if you were gone too, and I was the only one here.
We can make that happen.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the Hump Day Hotline on the Buffalo Rumblings multicast, vidcast. I don't even know what to call it. Network. And if you are not watching us or listening to us live, you will surely be listening to us. One of the thousands of people listening to us in pod version in the next couple days. But welcome into the show. It's Hump Day. Hump Day. Hump day. Mike. Hump Day. So hump that like button. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Welcome to all of the regulars that are already in the chat, whether it's Triggered or Triggs, I should say. Chris Jenke, Richard Rush, Robbie's in there. Brian Bowers is in there. Who else? I saw a bunch of other people, but yeah, it's all good to see all of you. And we got some new folks too. Justin Paradis, welcome into the show. It's good to see you again. But I'm sure we'll be getting Jay Spence back soon enough. But in the meantime, we'll do a little bit of house cleaning, a little bit of stuff that we have to do, which is basically, if you have not yet subscribed to the Buffalo Rumblings multicast networks, particularly YouTube, do me a favor, jump over to YouTube right now, subscribe, click the little bell button so you get notifications when we're live. I'm willing to say, T, and I know you belong to Built in Buffalo.
Yes.
And I love the Built in Buffalo guys, DM3 and A Rich and all those guys. However, I'm partially willing to say that we're pumping out some pretty good content here at Buffalo Rumblings. Would you agree with that?
You definitely are. Listen, I follow you guys all the time. You know, I'm part of your show. So, I love you. I love you. I definitely am a fan of you and Jay and all the content creators over there as well, Bruce. So I just love great content, and you guys have top notch. So.
Yep. And how can you argue with that endorsement? So if T is watching us, you should be watching us as well. T, absolutely. Do me a favor. And Jay Spence are you ready to come back in, Jay Spence?
He's having a hard time.
For those of us, or for those of them, because Jay Spence and I are very familiar with you, T, tell us who you are, what you do, and where people can find you before we kick the show off.
So I am T Estelle, like you said, Not Your Average Podcast, and it's 716. I've been doing this for a long time, but I've been actually in it for maybe a year and a half. Like I've been really trying to do some content now. But I am, what's up? I am, sorry. I am on Instagram, Twitter. You can follow me all over there. I'm part of the Build in Buffalo network. So yeah, I've been doing this. Love it. I'm a Bills fan. I talk Bills all day. I'm just, I love the Bills. So,
and if you want to catch any of her takes, she's often on the Time to Shine, both last year and this year already. Yeah. And she is awesome. She has great takes. Jay Spence, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm here. I was having some technical difficulties, and it's okay. We got it going.
You're not only loud and clear, but you are in HD now as well. So that's good. So
am I too loud? Should I turn this down?
No. You're perfect. I'm just saying, like, okay. We can hear you and you're clear, which is good.
Perfect.
So, and you're rocking that Lee Evans jersey, which I love. Can we start the show here? So Jay Spence, for those of you that are not watching live, Jay Spence is wearing the home dark. Not alternative, but the new Drew. We'll call them the Drew Bledsoe jerseys. He's got the Lee Evans version, which the majority of Bills Mafia apparently hates.
Don't even know.
I like them.
Well, I can't say I like them.
I like
Lee
them.
Evans. And this is this is a signed game worn jersey, so I flex when I put it on.
Those jerseys. The problem that I had with that jersey was the light blue stitching across the dark blue. However, that jersey with the red helmet popped for me. I thought it was hot.
I mean, when I'm out in public like this, like you see it match and it pop. I'm just saying, if you know how to rock it. The problem is not everybody got style. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got style.
Right.
So if you ain't got the style, it might be rough for you, you know.
Right. Very
So
good.
if you don't have the style, it's going to be rough. Oh my God.
So we are going to start the show, and we're going to do the best. And again, you're watching the Hump Day Hotline on the Buffalo Rumblings multicast network, and you should like and subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications. Because as T and I were just talking about, Jay Spence, while you were kind of getting back in here, we're pumping out some pretty good content here at Buffalo Rumblings right now. We're doing our thing, and it's working out. Now we need the Buffalo Bills to do their thing to make our lives a little bit easier. So the first thing that we're going to do on Hump Day, like we did all of last year, and what an amazing Hump Day this is, as it's the first one for the regular season, so we can get back into our format, Jay Spence, which is that we put the last week's game to bed, and then we preview the next game, which is what you should do on Wednesday. So let me ask this question. Looking back now, 3 days removed, how are both of you feeling? We'll start with you, Jay Spence. How are you feeling?
To be honest, I feel the same that I felt Sunday after the game. It was like, okay, you know, we kind of got woken up, and you know, I feel like we were feeling ourselves as a fan base, as a team, as a coaching staff. Just in, you know, it's the first time we get the national attention like this. It's the first time people are saying in forever, oh my God, the Bills might be in the Super Bowl. You know, I had Mike Robb on the Code of Conduct not too long ago, and he's talking about how Josh is the MVP, and now he's on, you know, he's on Good Morning Football now, and he same thing, talking about, you know, just how awesome everybody is, and it's like, okay, but that's not where we're at. Mm-hmm. Not saying that we're not there. We have to get there. It's a whole new season. We can't go and, you know, we can't live off of what happened last year. We have to actually show up and play each game, because that's why you play the game. And the Pittsburgh Steelers came out with a fantastic defense, and they showed us that, yeah, even though we have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, there's going to be games where some defenses might be good enough to figure this out. And, hey, our offensive line, that's the only concern really that I have. Deion Dawkins, I love the guy, and I think he's going to be fine. I tweeted out after the game, or actually the next day, like, okay, let's relax. Like, Deion is going to be fine. Thing is, you forget that he had COVID. The conditioning is a big piece of that. Yeah. A lot of times, you know, yeah, you get sick and you're out or whatever, and just a regular common cold is a big deal.
Yeah.
This guy had COVID, and he was in the hospital. And not only was he in the hospital, he said in his interview, like, man, there were moments that I didn't think I was going to make it. So now you go from where you feel like you're really sick and you don't feel like you're going to make it, to now you're on the field with world-class athletes again. And not only just Melvin Ingram is not like a nobody. Like, this guy, right. He's not a top 5, but he's definitely not a nobody.
Right.
So yeah, he's gonna look bad at times. The guy I'm worried about is Feliciano. That's who I'm worried about.
He lost a lot of weight.
I'm just saying.
McDermott was asked about that today, and he wasn't overly forthcoming. I don't know if either of you caught his press conference today.
I caught a little bit of it.
Yeah, they pointedly, I don't remember who asked the question, pointedly asked him, you know, basically what happens a lot of times, Sean, that we've learned is the coaching staff or the training staff decides that a player should be at a certain weight. The player agrees, and then that's a target weight. Is that what happened in this case with Feliciano losing 30 pounds? And McDermott affirmed the concept or the idea as a former college football player that he played better at certain weights than he did at others. And it is very practical and pragmatic and makes sense that you want to play at a certain weight. However, he would not say as to whether or not they determined as a group that Feliciano was to lose 30 pounds. Was that did you hear that? Is that kind of how you heard it?
I thought people, well, I don't know, not people so much. I thought it was he lost the weight on his own, and he was not told to lose that much weight.
Nobody, from what I heard, that was not what was said. That might be what is being reported, but McDermott did not say that. McDermott said he's not going to get into it. Like, I'm not going to get into it. So that might be his way of saying that that's what happened.
Right.
But yeah, Feliciano is not good when he was heavier. Hot take. Feliciano gets cut before week 8.
Ooh.
That's Brian Bowers, by the way, for everybody listening on the platform.
My bad. Brian Bowers. Thank you for being a part of the show. By the way, we are Super Chat Live, everybody. So if you want to get our attention, please feel free to Super Chat. That's we've seen the Bills do it before. We've seen the Bills cut. We've seen the Bills cut guys as a surprise outside of the guys we think they should cut: Vlad Ducasse and Brian Winters.
Quentin Spain.
No, what I'm saying, like, that was the surprise.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We were all floored when Quentin Spain got cut. And then we were pounding the table. Why is Vlad Dukas on this football team? And why is Brian Winters on this football team still? Like, what is going on at one Bills drive? Meanwhile, Quentin Spain gets bounced out the door. What do you feel about that, Spence? Do you think he gets cut?
I don't think he gets cut. I think he ends up with a reduced role. I think they end up really figuring out these rookies, or I feel like they're gonna end up putting somebody. We always rotate, and they figure it out, and they're gonna make it sound like they're trying to, I guess, develop these guys, with game speed. When in reality, is just that they're gonna be better.
Right.
And it's no diss to our guy Mongo. We love him personally, but on the field, what we saw Sunday. Yeah. And really, even the little bit that we got to see in practice and just everything, he hasn't looked like what we were excited about. So to Brian Bauer's point, no, I don't think he's necessarily going to get cut, but I think he's going to be one of those guys that, he's on the roster because he's good for the locker room. He has the energy that the team needs and that the team loves. They love him as a leader. But as far as him actually finishing the season out with that starting position, I do not see that happening.
Daniel Gower says Feliciano was the worst offensive lineman on Sunday in his opinion. I think I don't want to say it's a stretch. I think it's hard to say. I don't think there was, outside of Mitch Morse, I'm not sure there was a good offensive lineman on Sunday.
Well, wait a minute. Sorry to cut you off there, but not even, I get that's his opinion, but statistically, he was the worst. He had the worst grade.
Did he have the worst grade? I didn't see it.
It was like 31.2 or something like that.
For me, the comment for me, it comes from John Fina. And what he said was, and it was money. He said on Monday night on the Off Tackle with John Fina show that both of our tackles, Darrell Williams and Deion Dawkins, who accounted for 4 holding penalties between them.
Each.
And I don't know if the two of you have ever seen it. He said they looked like Phoebe jogging, Phoebe from Friends. So basically, he broke that. So it was as they were kind of backpedaling, and he broke down literally what you're supposed to do as an offensive tackle, which is you keep your hands out. And you basically just short pat, right, and push guys. And he said in their kick steps, before they got to their second kick step, their arms were so wide the defensive end was in their chest. He said, and at that point, you're done. Yeah. So for me, as much as he had the worst grade, I don't know that I don't remember a time. Maybe you two can remind me when an offensive line for the Buffalo Bills played that bad. Maybe it was 18, Josh Allen's rookie year. I think you'd be hard pressed to find across the line where everybody played bad like they played bad on Sunday. That whole line was just bad.
But, I guess for me, like that day, I was just shocked that offensive line played that bad. Like I got it when it came to Dawkins, because they don't want to say that the COVID, played a toll on his body, which it did. We can see it, obviously. Williams, though. Darrell Williams, what happened? Like, what happened? He played so well last year. Of course, tape. You find tape. You look at tape. You see what these guys are doing now. But like you said, Feliciano, he had one where he was like, he reached for the guy, and the guy just like put his hand down and just went around him.
Yep.
T, let's be honest though. Let's be fair. Now I'm not taking up for Williams and beating up on Mongo.
Right.
But the thing is, let's be fair. When you're going against TJ Watt, it's a little bit different.
Oh no, for sure.
The same thing with Melvin Ingram on the other side. Like you have two. I hesitate to call Ingram a stud, but at the same time, like we've seen what he's done in this league. You have two guys. TJ Watt he's probably the best defensive player in the league if he's right behind Aaron Donald.
Now he is right now for sure.
So it's like so when you're talking about, so I get it, like okay, it was a bad game for him, but he was playing against the best defensive player in the league. It's kind of like, he guarded Jordan and Jordan still dropped 50. Hey, it's Jordan, bro.
But to that point though, Spence, he handled him last year. Last year they were double teaming TJ Watt, and Cam Hayward was wreaking havoc on that offensive line in that first half. And then they put Darrell Williams on an island with TJ Watt and double teamed Hayward, and Williams handled him.
And that is very true. We do not know what happened like in the game. We don't know last year. I'm talking about if TJ Watt was 100. And I'm not saying that Williams couldn't do it with TJ Watt being 100. Last season was last season. Coming into this season, I look at TJ Watt as he's going to be the defensive player of the year. If he's not, it's going to be. There's a couple guys, but it's TJ Watt this year, man. And the thing is, last year we beat them. You know why we beat them last year? It wasn't because we blew them out. The difference between last year's game and this year's game was the fact that the special teams play that went to the team that won was the Steelers this year. Last year, we had a big special team play that put us in a position to beat them. It was no different. It's the same game as last year.
It was the pick six, but yes, to your point, there was a non-offensive touchdown. The offense in the second half of that game last year looked completely different than that whole entire game this year. That offense was they were on the struggle bus big time. About you don't
wait before we move on.
I'm not moving. I was going to pull up a comment. You don't think that our offense was on the struggle bus?
No, not against the Steelers. When you look at the game last year.
No. This week.
I know. And no, what I'm saying is I don't look at it as a struggle. I look at it as the Steelers are a great defense. You look at the game last year from the team when we had this most dynamic offense that we've had in years, the best offense since the 90s, really in history. It was the best offense the Bills have had. In history. Last year against the Steelers, it didn't look like it.
So you think that this year, this last weekend, our offense didn't struggle? Is that what you're saying? Or
well, I mean, of course, you can say they struggled, but what I'm saying is, I don't want to take away the credit from the defense.
Yeah, for sure.
Defense is the reason why the score was what it was. It's not because Josh was making pinpoint accurate throw. He had some. There were moments where Sterling and I was sitting there looking at each other, like, damn, did you see that? It was one like right in front of us. The angle literally was in front of our seat where he threw the ball on the sideline, and I can't remember who caught it, but it was just like, man, and then the touchdown pass to Gabe. Josh is still Josh.
No, for sure.
There was a throw to Diggs that normally Diggs would have made, but then I can't remember now who it was because they have good safeties and cornerbacks, but it was a play that Diggs normally makes, catches, falls on it, rolls on the ground, goes out of bounds. Dude put his hand out, blocked it. There was another.
Oh, like, that was the last.
That was the flea flicker.
Yep.
It was the flea flicker. Yeah.
And
also too, Beasley too. Beasley was dropping balls when he normally doesn't drop balls. So I mean,
Singletary still dropping passes. So what I'm saying is, there was at least 6 plays there that I felt like drops. And then aside from the drops, you just look at the defense. They had a pass rushing with 4, getting to Josh.
3 at times.
3. You know what I mean? So when that happens and you can have the rest of your team back, you got 7 or 8 guys just in coverage, it's going to be tough. I don't care who you are.
Fina alerted to that as well, that when you're rushing with 3 and getting home, rushing with 4 and getting home, like the reason that we did not see Josh attack the middle of the field and with the intermediate throws like normal is because when you're rushing with 3, those linebackers just stand there and they're holding up all the lanes, and there's absolutely no way that Josh can find those spots. Yeah. So T, I'm about to cover you up. I just got to read this real quick from Peyton, which I love this. I've seen lines suck before, but that was the suckiest bunch of sucks to ever suck. Man, they sucked. Which is a Simpson reference.
I love it.
Just had to get that in there because that was tremendous. So to your point, Spence, I agree with you. The Steelers played incredible defense, but that defense put the Bills on the struggle bus in the sense that they could not overcome it and they could not adjust to figure out a way to attack them effectively to overcome what they were doing and win the game. Not to mention they were beating themselves. You can't have 5 or 6 holding penalties. I think it was 6 holding penalties in a football game and expect to win. There was a moment in that game in the second half where I was like, it should be 21-0 right now. I talked to Matt Gavenda, and Matt was like, I don't remember what drive it was, but there was a drive where we had 2 or 3 holding penalties on the drive. Like we had gained 150 yards in the drive and we hadn't made it to the 30-yard line yet, like the opposing team's 30-yard line yet. They just shot themselves in the foot a lot, and there was just a lot of not sure dropped balls. It was just
it was a lot for our team. It was a lot to see.
Yeah, they were not efficient. The details, I talked about it on Monday. It was about details and discipline. There was a huge lack, in my opinion, of details and discipline in that football game. Stephon Diggs talked about it in his presser today. And he said that I didn't play good enough. I didn't play well, and I'm upset with myself. And I need to go back he called it the lab, whatever that means. And I need to go back in the lab, and I need to be better. I need to play better. I need to motivate myself to be better, which almost makes me wonder if they were living in a space of, hey, if we show up,
we're drinking the Kool-Aid,
right?
And honestly, that's where I fit. And I hate to say it because I know some of the guys are probably going to catch it at some point and they'll hear it and they'll be like, what was Spence really? But the thing is, it's like, no, really, they were. When have you ever seen Josh run out the tunnel like that?
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh came out like it was the Super Bowl, and he came out like fired up, which I love to see the fire.
He was so amped. You could see it on TV because I wasn't at the stadium, but you could see it on TV. Like I was at home, and I said, when you are so amped and you have no moisture in your mouth, and you're trying to that was Josh. Like I was like, that dude is amped. I'm like, look at him, he's so amped, and I get it, the crowd and everything, he's so amped, but I was like, he's too amped. He overthrew Sanders, and I was like, oh, that was a touchdown. There was 2 passes.
I was going to make
a
joke.
Get it, the win too. The win.
Well, the wind was not a problem in the stadium. Spence was in the stadium, and so was I. At the top of the stadium, it was blowing, but down on the field, it was pretty much fine. There was their shirts and jerseys and jackets were blowing.
I disagree with that one. I feel like early in the game, the wind wasn't an issue. After like mid-second quarter, it was absolutely an issue.
That throw was a trajectory issue. Josh will not throw a rainbow. I don't know why. We've talked about it for years. For some reason, when he kicks back, and it worked against the Colts in that Colts game that Spence and I was at in the playoffs, he threw a dart to Diggs and put it right on the money. But when you're throwing a ball 55 yards downfield and you're throwing a dart at somebody, you're basically throwing a football through a needle hole, like right, the eye of a needle, versus throwing a rainbow. You toss a rainbow, which is what we saw Derek Carr do on, was it Monday night in that football game? You just throw a big loopy. JP Lossman was the best at throwing rainbows. He would just throw rainbows up there and let the guy, you're wearing his jersey, Lee Evans would just run under him like, oh, there it is, bang, and he'd catch it. Josh, for some reason, is like, watch me chuck this ball as hard as I can, 60 yards. And it goes on a rope. And it lowers the percentage of that pass. To me, it was about the trajectory. And I don't know why nobody's coached him out of that yet. Like that dude could probably throw Aaron Rodgers. Spence, you love Aaron Rodgers. That dude can throw the rainbow like nobody. Russell Wilson throws the rainbow.
Oh yeah,
throws an amazing rainbow.
He does. Yeah.
I think the next topic or the next point I have is like looming thoughts or concerns. The concern that I have, I sat in the tailgate with you, Spence, the Bills Mafia babes. Kristen was there. Obviously Anthony was there. Everybody was there. Anthony Romeo was there from Cover One. But Sturls and I were talking. He was sitting on the tailgate, and we were just talking about the fact that like what we saw in preseason, what we saw in practices was their ability, the next step that Josh had taken, which was to hit the screen passes. He was hitting screens in that preseason game against the. He was like, I'm just gonna throw it over here. I'm gonna throw it over here, right? And we saw it in the open practices as well. In this football game, they tried one wide receiver screen because, and you were there, Spence, which I know they couldn't see it on TV. Phoenix said they couldn't. Bees was out there with somebody else. There was one defender on him. Allen recognized it and threw the ball out there as fast as he could and threw it in the dirt. That was the only screen they threw the whole game. Mm-hmm. The whole effing game. What happened?
Well, to be honest, and not only I feel like the same thing that we're talking about with Josh and the rest of the team kind of drinking the Kool-Aid. I think Brian Daboll kind of was feeling himself too. Like, hey man, I should have been a coach last year. You know what I mean? Right. I should have been a head coach, and everybody knows it. And this season, I'm about to flex.
He was
I'm
being
show
cute.
Y'all. You know what I mean? Like he was like, I'm gonna show y'all
really
that I'm the coolest dude out here. I got everything for y'all, and it backfired. It backfired completely. I don't know. I agree with you though about your point about the throw to Sanders. I didn't want to forget what I'm saying.
You had a better look because you were where you were in the lower bowl. You could see the line, whereas I was up.
And when I tell you, like Joe was absolutely correct. Like there was no arch on that ball at all. It literally looked. You know the touchdown pass to Gabriel Davis in the third
31 yards. Yep, 31 yards.
It basically was like a 55-yard pass like that.
Right.
And the thing is, there's two things I want to make about that. First, I just want everybody to know that I was right. And yes, I'm going to brag about it. Everybody kept thinking that Sanders was not the guy that had burning speed anymore. And he couldn't beat people.
He beat that guy.
Y'all sleeping. Sanders is going to do that all season.
He was over by 5 yards. He was over by 5 yards. He was wide open.
First of all, he took him on point. Like he juked him on one move.
Yeah.
And left him.
So my concern, we'll go around the horn. My concern is just that unless they figure out a way to hit these screens and begin, and Josh talked about it, I didn't take what the defense gave me.
Yep.
And what we love about Josh is that he doesn't take what the defense gives him. We love him because it's like he has all these under routes. It's like, no, I'm going to hit that guy over there for 32 yards. That's what we love about Josh, right?
But when they're flooding the pass, when they're flooding the passes, you got to take what the defense is giving you.
Right. This is that moment where somebody needs to get a hold of Josh, shake his shoulder pads a little bit and be like, bro, just hit the 3-yarder. And we saw it there was times last year they struggled and like it wouldn't open up until they started hitting Beasley underneath for 2-3 yards, and just start working that underneath pass. Go ahead.
I just didn't see it Sunday. I didn't see the defense given. Like, I really feel like the Steelers defense is legit, and I just didn't see. Maybe every once in a while there may have been like a few plays where there was just something that Josh didn't see. But honestly, and I went back to watch it before doing this because I wanted to make sure that, not just the offense, but even the defense.
Yeah,
dude, that the offense, they were stifled.
Right? So, Spence, let me ask you. So, you think they should have ran more?
Yeah,
that's the answer.
I feel like. Go ahead, Joe.
Give it to me.
I feel like unless there's a slight injury that we don't know about, I feel like Zach Moss should have been active. And I feel like, yes, we should have run the ball. We should have that two-headed. I know Devin in the third, I think it was the third quarter, or was it the fourth, when he had those couple back-to-back. Mm-hmm. So it was the fourth quarter. So I know that helped his average. It helped everything for him. But that should have been the game plan, especially from early on. If they're rushing 4 people, they're not blitzing, they're not doing all these things. Run the damn ball.
Yep.
And he was getting off. Like, again, the first man missed, so he was getting off. Devin was getting his yards. Yeah. They could have kept running the ball until it was gone. Like, you couldn't do it anymore,
Super chat coming in from Brian Bowers. Brian, thank you for the super chat. What I saw from Allen and Dable was arrogance. That's actually what Spence was just saying. It was very similar to Belichick in the Giants Super Bowl when they kept going empty backfield and couldn't block the Giants front 4. I'll be honest with you. I agree with that statement. They were going 5 wide over and over in 11 personnel. Singletary was on the field and he was going out wide, and they didn't throw him the football once.
I mean, I wouldn't throw it to him either. You drop the ball 14 times out of 15. Like, come on, really?
Maybe
I am now hard on him now, but it's
I don't remember seeing him drop a football. I don't remember seeing him drop the ball.
Go back and watch. Go back.
It's in Houston?
No. Sunday, he dropped the damn ball.
Oh, Sunday. Did he drop a ball?
Sunday. And real quick, I just want to comment on Chris's comment. Moss was a healthy scratch, not injury related. I understand what the report said.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you that I'm hearing is that he may not officially have been 100%, but the team didn't disclose that for some reason. And that's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true. That's why I said it that way.
Because Sean said it was more than numbers. Sean said it was numbers.
Say that again, Spence. I missed it. I was reading comments.
Oh, from what I'm hearing, the reason why Zach was a healthy scratch is that he wasn't actually healthy. There's some type of lingering issue. That's not like, I'm not an insider, so I don't have facts on that, but that's what I'm hearing. That's why I worded it that way.
Well, Bauer says he definitely dropped a pass on Sunday. I don't know. Yeah. I don't remember that pass. I remember Beasley dropping a couple. I remember Diggs dropping a couple. I mean, if we're talking about never throwing Singletary the ball because he dropped a pass, I guess we're not throwing Beasley or Diggs passes either.
No. Come on, man.
Well, that's what is that where we're at?
As a wide receiver, especially Diggs or Beasley. Beasley will have 10 targets, 8 targets a game, and he's catching 6 of them. And then there's times
usually more than 6. He's usually catching more than 6. He's better.
Okay, but I mean, like, he's legit. So if there's a time, like, for instance, the one that he dropped Sunday, he should have caught, but it still wasn't like the easiest of. It wasn't like it was like on the numbers. He had to reach out for. Every once in a while, these guys have moments where they're not superstars. Like, it's a moment where it's like, oh crap, I missed that one. That happens. When you're looking at Diggs and Diggs is the guy, he gets 15 targets and 12 receptions. You got him in a PPR league. You're happy just on the receptions alone. So Diggs drops a pass or 2. I'm cool. When you're the RB1 and they trust you in certain situations and you only get 4 targets out of the backfield, 6 targets out of the backfield, and you're dropping 2 of them. Something has to. No, that's not cool, man.
I would say this. I think that there was, if you want to talk about arrogance, right? So if you want to talk about bravado, if you want to talk about hubris, which are all fun words for ego, Devin Singletary is not Thurman Thomas. Running 5 wide with Thurman Thomas out like in a spread formation as a wide receiver, or running 5 wide with Marshall Faulk in a spread formation, running 5 wide with LT in a wide formation is not the same thing as running 5 wide with Singletary. There's almost an aspect of like, we're not even going to pay attention to this guy. So you're not really 5 wide, right?
Why didn't they put Kumaro out there? Put Jake out there.
Or anybody else. So
Let me ask you guys a question.
Why run 11 personnel with Singletary over and over? And like literally, I was at the point where it's like 5 wide again with Singletary out wide. Like what we didn't see a lot of that last year. Maybe to me, it was hubris. Go ahead, T.
So let me ask you guys a question. So what point of the game did you know we're in trouble? Or was there a moment?
Third quarter, first drive by the Steelers. And I said this on my show on Sunday. They were driving the field, and I was like, and they're getting ready. I don't think they had kicked the field goal yet, but I was like, if the Bills aren't careful, they're going to fool around and lose this football game. That's where I said it.
See, I said it's going to sound weird, but Sterling is in the comments and he can back me up. I said it in the second quarter.
Yeah.
We were up 10-0 at the time, or 10-3, whatever the score was. We were up, and I was like, they're going to mess around and figure out a way to lose this game because they're just being sloppy. The whole game I thought was sloppy. Mm-hmm. I know everybody, and you know me, I talk about special teams a ton. Right before the play happened too, Sterling actually was like, this kicker or this punter makes me nervous. Literally, like right before it happened, he's like, this punter makes me nervous. It gets blocked. One of the things that we're going to miss about Bojorquez is that his leg is so strong that in those moments, he was able to okay, if they were on the 10-yard line, he could literally stand in the end zone and still get that thing out to the 30-yard line. Yeah. So it's different. Now with you have to, he's like, okay, let me I got to get this out. It's just different. And I just kind of figured that the sloppiness that we saw from the offense, the defense, I was actually happy with the defense. But the sloppiness that I saw from the offense and special teams made me feel like, you got to win 2 of the 3 phases to win a game. And we were losing. Even though we were up on the scoreboard, we were losing 2 of those phases.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about hubris and we talk about ego and we talk about pride and we talk about reading your own press clippings, is the reason that it stung so much for us, Bills Mafia, and I consider all 3 of us fans first, content creators second. So we are not reporters. We are not on the payroll. We are not like doing this because it's our job. We're not missing the fourth quarter because we're typing articles. We are fans first. Is the reason that us and Bills Mafia are so stung by this loss? Because T, you were on the Time to Shine show on Saturday. Everybody, including myself, 31 points, 35 points, 38 points. Nobody said 40, but everybody was expecting points. Is it because we had in our minds that we were going to just walk into the stadium, probably like the Bills players did, and we're going to roll up 35 points? It's just going to be easy.
See, I was scared of Steelers, of the Pittsburgh Steelers, because I knew even though they were top 5 defense, we weren't going to go. They weren't going to, or we weren't going to roll over.
You say that, but the Bills played, I think, 9 of the top 10 defenses last year, and Allen smoked them.
I understand that, but also
not the Steelers though.
He did in the second half. The second half of that football game, he was on fire.
Okay. Granted, but also too, the Steelers are a good team. Besides Ben, that defense is good. That defense is good.
Defense is great.
That's a bad team to start your season off with.
I think Spence said it, and if he didn't, he inferred it, and I'm going to say it for him. That's going to be the best defensive line in football this year. In the entire NFL, that defensive line, the Steelers' defensive line, is going to be the best defensive line in football.
I really think so. I do. And there's teams around the league with awesome dudes. It's not the Steelers.
They got one dude, Joey Bosa, right? They got one, like the awesome lines have one dude. Like, but even Diggs in his press conference today was saying, like, he was naming off all the players on their defensive line. He goes, they're good when I know all their names.
Melvin Ingram's on a 1-year deal. Are you kidding me?
Why is he not a Buffalo Bill?
Because all the Bills fans didn't want him. We don't need him.
I wanted him.
Him.
Bring me a Havoc Wreaker.
That man went across the field on the other side of the field.
Right.
Come on.
So we need to press into. We need to move on into the this week's. We need to put this game to bed and finally bury it, throw some dirt on it, and give it a headstone. Before we do, is there any looming concern that's going to carry over into this week's game for you? T, you can go first.
I just need Josh to come out poised and have rhythm. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he needs to get hit first. I don't know. He said he needs to get hit to feel the game. I don't need him to do that. I don't need no action runs for him. I don't need none of that.
Wait. There was a moment in that stupid football game, and it was like the third series. I don't know if Spence, if you caught it, or T, if you caught it. Obviously, Spence and I were at the game, where Josh Allen pulled up and ran for no reason, and it looked like he was trying to get hit.
Just wanted to get hit. Yep.
Just wanted.
He was running two players.
The third series, I was like, "What is that guy doing right now? Like, you're just
trying to get hit, trying to just get hit.
Yep.
I need to get hit, guys."
I said that to Steros. I was like, oh, he's trying to get hit so he can get on. I promise you. I was like, he's trying to get on. I promise.
He needs to get that out of his system because you don't need.
Well, you know what? Sorry to cut you off there, but one of the things that Mike Robb said on the show when he was on, he was like, look, I was a running quarterback. And he was like, one of the things is, when you're the quarterback, obviously you touch the ball every play. He said, but to feel like you're part of the game, you feel like you need to run. You feel like you need to like be in it. And he was saying like Josh has a lot of the same qualities that he saw himself have when he was younger. And he's like, dude, Josh is just one of those guys that he's not a finesse quarterback. He's not one of those guys that don't like to be touched. He's not going to complain when he gets hit. He's the guy that welcomes the contact. So, I know as fans and probably as a coaching staff and as an organization, we're like, Josh, as little hits as possible. Don't get hit. Absolutely. But Josh is like, I need to wake up. I need to feel like I'm part of this. Give me that adrenaline. But the thing is, against a team like the Steelers, nah.
Because they're going to break your back.
Before you give your concern, Spence, I love this point from Richard Rush, and I remember it vividly in the game. When we didn't score on the opening drive with the short field, then 3 and out in the next drive. It was actually 3 and out on that first drive. Was anybody else like, oh, shit? We went 3. We got the ball on the 39. It was a 71-yard return, 75-yard return. We got wherever it was. They went 3 and out, and I was like,
that was concerning. I
was like,
there.
Okay.
Normally, we're there.
Right.
Coaching concerned me going into this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing Sean McDermott have better management of the field. For instance, on 4th and 1, when Josh wants to go for it, let's go for it. On 4th and 8, how about we kick a field goal because we have Tyler freaking Bass that can kick 65-yarders.
4th and 3. The first one, 4th and 3, they punt. The next one was 4th and 8, and they go. It's like, what is going on?
So I'm looking forward to Sean McDermott calling the game better. I'm also looking forward to Brian Daboll dialing it back and saying, you know what, let's just go out there and kick these guys' ass. Like, let's just do that. That's what I'm looking forward to. So
no concerns from you coming into this next week's game? Lingering concerns?
No. I mean, the offensive line, like I said, is rough, but at the same time, it was who they were playing against. I don't anticipate every single week guys getting beat like that. Dion, I'm hoping it's a question of conditioning. It's not a question of and it's not normal conditioning. It's not like you just work out and get in shape for
sure.
it. Yeah, so it's
COVID.
Dion is a little bit of a concern. I don't know if this is an opportunity for Spencer Brown to get some reps. He's young, he's raw, so he's probably not at the place where the team wants to start him. But I mean, at this point, for both Dion's sake and for the team's sake, I might think about maybe reducing his role, or even saying like, hey, let's just take a couple weeks, man, and revisit this. Like, we need you for this Super Bowl run that we're about to be on. So that's the only concern as far as the offensive line. But no, it's the coaching for me.
For sure. Lady, we're going to transition now into this week. So we're going to put it to bed. We're not going to go back to the Steelers game. No, we're done with it until we see them in the playoffs, which is very much possible with that offensive or that defensive line. We're going to move on to the Miami Dolphins. Before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching and listening to the HUMP Hotline on the Buffalo Rumblings Multicast Network, brought to you by the Market Dominator. Who is the Market Dominator, you might ask? Well, the Market Dominator is my very good friend, John Spazchek. John is a real estate broker with Keller Williams Realty, which, by the way, a lot of people don't know this. Keller Williams is the largest real estate company in the world, which, guys, that was a surprise to me. I thought for sure Hunt, like what, Century 21? I was like, wait a minute, Keller Williams, largest in the world? Totally surprised. But he does a very good job. You want to connect with his team if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home. He opens doors through exceptional client care and education. He not only helps you sell your home for top dollar, but he leads you through the entire transition of selling and buying your home as a life transition specialist would. And here's the thing: when you're buying a home or selling a home, you want the right team on your side. You want a guy that's going to push. John is that guy. If you're looking to buy a house or sell a house, call John 716-570-3298. That number again, 716-570-3298. He will answer his phone. You can also reach him via email at yourelitebroker@gmail.com. And John is Bill's Mafia. He's got tickets in the Reds. You can find him on Twitter at yourelitebroker. That's
Joe.
the spill. Yeah.
Okay, we put it to bed. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Reggie Gilliam, what happened?
It was a horrible play call. You heard me talk about it Sunday. You were listening.
Yeah,
I don't know where the miss was. I've heard different speculation. I almost wish Sturles was in the room because obviously he's gone to the scouting academy. There was a player that went in motion and they didn't follow. It was obvious they were calling back the Drew Bledsoe play. As soon as they did it, I was like, "Oh, it's the Marshawn Lynch play or the
Right.
Willis McGahee play." Like as soon as they did it. There's comments out there, there's analysts out there that talk about the fact that like a player went in motion and like the defense didn't follow, which should have been the clue to Allen that it wasn't going to work. On fourth down, it was the stupidest play ever. When McGahee and Bledsoe did it was third down. And the reason that it doesn't make sense is because if that pass is off, if it gets dropped, the running back can fall on it. On fourth down, you don't do that. Regardless, it happens. And by the time Reggie Gilliam comes out of his stance, and we love Reggie Gilliam on this show. So this is not a Reggie Gilliam, like, I'm not slamming him.
No.
The dude was gone. So he looked up and he was like, "Oh, there's my guy tackling Matt Breida." Like, I don't know how did that make you? We were supposed to put this to bed, T. Damn you.
But even with the 4-1, why didn't you use your fullback to pull your
Josh Allen is a 6'5" mother trucker that weighs 236 pounds and is the biggest freak athlete on the field besides Greg Rousseau. Why is Josh Allen not pushing that ball forward? What the hell is going on in this football game?
I'm sorry. We're putting it to bed.
You got me all worked up, T.
No, but you know what else though? Wouldn't that have been a perfect situation to have Zach Moss handed like just up the middle? Because that's the kind of back he is.
Oh, you're right.
That's the kind of back he is. I really don't understand and I know what everybody's saying. Like you can't, like the Bills aren't supposed to, but they also got fined a couple years ago for not disclosing injuries for certain players as well. So I'm not going to put it past them to say that something's not, but it just does not make sense. But we all RB1 and RB2 isn't on the field for the first week of the season.
But we all hear about it. The worst thing you can do in a 4th-and-1 situation is walk backwards 4 yards and hand the ball to a guy starting 4 yards deep. Just tuck your head, push the pile, which Allen can do, or bark. That was the other thing too. Their cadences and Josh Allen's not play calls, but his what he was calling for his snap counts. They didn't change anything up, and it got to the point where Ingram was on my side of the field, Spence, and there was 2 or 3 times I thought he was offsides. He was so cued into Josh Allen's cadence, he was gone before the tackle was out of his stance. I was like, that was offsides, and they weren't throwing it because it wasn't. Like he was just, but they didn't. I'm all worked up now. We're supposed to.
What? I lied though. I do have a concern going into this week.
See,
Levi Wallace. I have a concern about Levi Wallace.
There
were multiple plays that he was just cooked.
Get us there.
He was absolutely cooked.
He tripped on one. He slid on one. They didn't throw him the ball.
He actually tried to attack the ball and slipped. That's right.
He's got cooked multiple times Sunday. I need him to.
And that's my guy too. That's my guy.
All right. So looking ahead, so we are going to official. Don't you bring me back, T. If you bring me back to that Steelers game, you're uninvited. Like
okay, I'm done.
T, I love you with all my heart.
I know.
What are the matchups we're looking for? So I would say that first off the top, you're looking at who Levi Wallace is going to be matched up against. So clearly, Devontae Parker, Jalen Waddle, one of those guys is going to get Trey, or
Fuller.
Do they just stick Trey on a side? Is he going to follow a guy, or is he going to just stick to a side in this football game?
I feel like Trey typically sticks to sides. He doesn't follow guys.
It depends. It depends on the guy.
It's few and far between. He doesn't do it often.
The guy has to be super elite. If the guy's super elite, Trey follows him. If not, then he sticks to his side.
Well, the thing is with Miami,
who did he follow last year?
A few really good guys.
Yeah, they do. Fuller's back this year, this week, right?
I think yes. Thanks. So yeah, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, and Will Fuller.
Mm-hmm. And not even Fuller didn't practice. I guess he's away from the facility, but even if you put him in there, sprinkling him for a little bit of plays, he's still a threat. So you got 3 guys.
This is going to be an interesting football game. I know that we're on the matchups we're going to be looking for, but before we get there, I just want to talk about the stats from last week because they're important. Because the Patriots aren't exactly world beaters, right? Tua threw for 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They said that he looked good. However, I heard a guy on the radio today talk about Tua being Russell Wilson with 40% less velocity.
Joe, I'm about to leave. What?
Well, listen to what I said. Russell Wilson with 40% less velocity, which makes a huge difference. Gaskin was 9 carries for 49 yards. Malcolm Brown, I don't know who that guy is, 5 for 16. It doesn't matter. Salvon Ahmed, none of those guys matter. Devontae Parker, 4 for 81. Jalen Waddle, 4 for 61. Myles Gaskin, 5 for 27. So they obviously threw the screen a lot with a short arm quarterback that doesn't have a lot of velocity. That's going to happen. This Ahmed kid, 2 for 24. Mike Gesicki, 0 for 0, which is unbelievable to me. All that to say this. I'm not overly scared because of their, I don't want to say reluctance, inability, I don't know what the word is, apprehension, that's not the right word either, ineffectiveness in the passing game. However, when I look at the paper, right, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, I'm like, my butthole's puckered. Like, you can't get a grease BB through my butthole right now. It's like, what is going on?
Jeez. Joseph, man. Wait a minute, man. Yeah, I got to give me a moment. I'm sorry. Joe tripping today.
I'm just bringing it, as you would say, both of you would say, I'm just being real.
Okay, we got to pause for a minute.
Yeah,
when you Josh Allen with those 3 wide receivers is freaking deadly.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm.
Right? Josh Allen with those 3 wide receivers is deadly. And Mike Gesicki, you give Josh Allen those 3 wide receivers and Mike Gesicki, they're scoring 50 points on everybody. Yeah,
I take the Bills receivers over Miami's receivers.
I'm not saying the Bills receivers are bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
they're not. I mean, you give Josh those receivers. I don't think he does as well as he does with our guys now.
That tight end is better. The tight end,
yeah, but the receivers.
I'll take the tight end for sure.
That tight end.
I won't take that. Yeah,
And at this point in time,
I'll take the running back too.
I'm taking Gillisley. I'm taking Gaskin over Singletary and Moss right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree.
I'm just saying. So this isn't about that. That's not what this conversation is about. I'm just saying, like, when I look at it on paper, that wide receiver core scares me a little bit. However, with the tight end, that Tua wasn't exactly magical.
But also too, they said if you get Tua off his first read, he doesn't know what to do.
Right. Well, he's young still. He's clear. So. Have you ever been in I don't want to say a nervous situation. Have you ever been on stage? I don't know what sports you guys have played, but there's a feeling that I always call tunnel vision. And it happens if you're on a stage, it happens if you're playing sports, like everything gets really honed in like this.
Yep.
And it takes some comfortability for things to kind of open up. They call it slowing down, but it's more about just being comfortable and seeing the field. Tua is clearly, at least in this football game, still very kind of having a hard time.
Yeah. It's like shooting free throws for me.
Yes, same thing. Yeah, if you're sitting in front of 16,000 people, right, and you're shooting free throws, it's a whole lot different than if you're in the backyard at Dad's house.
Yep.
Like chucking it at the net. Totally different.
Absolutely, for sure.
Let me ask you this: Sterling just threw something in the comments. He says, "Get John Brown back." Oh, that's not. I'm sorry. I thought that was Sterling's because his on Twitter now his name is something like that. So I apologize.
Yes, it is. Jeffrey Danger is his name right now.
So honest to God, I thought that you were Sterling from Cover One because that's his Twitter name.
You've seen his face.
But Jeffrey says, "Get John Brown back here." Now, during the offseason, it's like, obviously Kumaro, we're excited about him. We're excited about Gabriel Davis. We're excited about a lot of our guys. From what we saw Sunday, they're fully committed to like really just being 5 guys out there. What would you think about a reunion at that point and really have 5 guys like that?
T.
No.
Why
think,
no?
Because I think I don't want to overreact, Joe.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to I think we're good though. I think we're good, Spence. You know what I mean? And I get maybe changing it up, but until we lose maybe this game, and because we have Washington after this game, then yeah. But right now, I don't think we need to change anything up. That's just me.
I don't want to say that we're overreact, because I'm not asking.
No, I know you're not. Yeah.
I'm asking the question because, to Joe's point, even when it was Singletary, they were committed to having 5 guys out wide.
Yeah.
Instead of it being, put Singletary in the backfield and have, but instead of that, they were committed to that.
So then take him out and put Kumaro in.
But now, okay, take him out, put Kumaro in. Is Kumaro John Brown? If you have the ability to have John Brown.
No.
Right. So I'm saying, like, you want to have as many guys on your offense that can beat guys.
John Brown is available.
He's available. So what I'm saying is, if the team is committed the way they looked Sunday, even when they were getting beat, like, okay, we're still going to do this.
So do we know if John Brown is healthy? Because if we're going to get an unhealthy John Brown, then I'm good with Kumaro.
He's not coming. They've got $4 million under the cap.
No, I know. I'm just saying. We're just hypothetical right now.
Not to mention, I don't know who goes at that point in time. Like, they're stacked at wide receiver now. But yeah,
it was just a question. I saw it in the comments. Just wanted to kind of get your feedback on it.
Gotcha.
For me, there's an aspect of, and I'm not an offensive genius. I'm not Brian Daboll. I don't work in the NFL. I'm not an offensive coordinator. I played football in high school. I wasn't good. I was 5'10" and skinny, right? So what they need to do is figure out a way to do what the Patriots were doing with Cordero Patterson, which is they would line him up as a running back, right? And I think there's other teams. Was it David Montgomery? Not David. Who's the Packer guy that they would line up as a running back, and then they would split him out wide. That throws the defense. That puts the defense in a situation of like, wait. What's going? Why is that guy playing running back? And then he runs out wide, and the defense is like, now we got a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that Singletary scares anybody if he's lined up outside. I don't know. I just don't know.
I think they definitely can read it, because Singletary is not going to do too much of anything. So they know it's only.
It was David Montgomery, right, with the Packers. He was wearing 84 or something like that. He was running the ball when they had no running backs.
Ty. It wasn't David. I think it was Ty. Because he ended up going to the Jets too, right?
Is that where it went? Gotcha. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're committed to going 5 wide, and I love the spread. The Buffalo Bills are a spread offense. Throw the freaking football. We know that Josh Allen can do it if he can be protected, if that offensive line can come to play, which they clearly did not on Sunday. However, I just don't know that Devin Singletary is the guy you want out wide.
Yeah.
I don't know. Zach Moss is not that guy. Moss isn't that guy either, by the way.
No, put Breida outside, or put Antonio Williams outside. But I tell you what, I don't think Singletary's a guy I want in the backfield. If this line is the offensive line that we have, I don't want Singletary in the backfield. It's just not the line that plays to his strengths. He could go, and I'm not, now this is me actually really giving him all the compliments in the world. He could go to probably half the teams in the league and be a beast.
Hell
you
yeah.
see Devin Singletary down there and put him on
Kansas City. No, I don't know about Dallas.
No, put him on Dallas. He's better than Ezekiel Elliott. Seriously, Ezekiel Elliott's done. Ezekiel Elliott's done. Devin Singletary is talented.
If there's a hot take I've ever heard. That's
I'm about to say.
It's not a hot take. It's not a hot take. This is the thing. A lot of people, we're in love with names. We're loyal to names, and we're loyal to the past. So Ezekiel Elliott, it's Zeke. He gonna eat. He's not Zeke. He's not that dude no more. He's. So what I'm telling you is Singletary, we saw what he's like when he has the right type of running scheme in front of the blocking scheme in front of him. You put him down there in freaking Dallas, or like you said, put him in Kansas City. You put him somewhere where they actually have a line to block for that kid. I promise you Singletary is going to be one of the top backs in the league, but that's just not the offense Buffalo has. You need somebody that can win their matchups even when the offensive line isn't actually able to block for him. That we need Shady from 5 years ago, back on his team.
So the question is, and I've got this in the notes, looking ahead, are we concerned about the offensive line in this football game, or are they going to put it together?
Oh my God. I got concerned because of, I think Feliciano lost too much weight for me. That's my only concern. I don't think,
Yeah.
for me, I don't think he's the same guy that he was last year, of course. But did he lose too much weight?
The problem is as much as to Spence's point that Feliciano, PFF grades, whatever. They also graded Trey White as the worst graded cornerback in the NFL last week. So PFF grades aside, Feliciano graded out the worst, whatever. Feliciano wasn't blocking TJ Watt and Melvin Ingram, who were destroying Josh Allen in that football game. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's the offensive line as a cohesive unit.
I mean, Cam ain't no slug either. I'm just
Right.
saying, like,
right. And Cam Hayward is a machine. So are we concerned about that offensive line, or is it like no? That defensive line that we faced last week is an outlier. It's an anomaly.
Mm-hmm. The thing for me is, I'm hoping that it's an outlier. Like, I'm hoping last week was, again, I'm hoping it was the jitters. I'm hoping it was us starting off and like feeling ourselves, and like I'm hoping it was all of that. But I'm with T on this. Like, you can't. Feliciano he just doesn't look like the same player. So overall, I think we're fine. I think, again, to Joe's show, we overreact a little bit where we're saying like, hey, we're this, we're not that. Oh my God, we suck again. Like, okay, relax. But Feliciano does concern. He just doesn't look like he has the same ability to block guys the way he used to. He doesn't have the same ability to just throw guys around. So I don't know.
You guys feel about the rotation though?
I asked Fina about it. He didn't care too much. Like he didn't think it was a big deal.
Okay.
So I don't know. I can't speak from. I mean, I don't know. For me, there's a great deal of like these five guys are our best guys. They've never played together before, and they looked like they'd never played together before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
It was bad. It was bad.
And if you listen, if you have not, everybody that can hear my voice, if you have not caught the McDermott press conference after that football game, go watch it.
Yeah,
that was the most dejected I've ever seen him ever in a press conference.
Him and Josh, though.
Yeah. Well, Allen has looked like his dog got beat up before, got kicked before, but McDermott was not happy. Go ahead, Spence, read that.
Renaissance Man says he saw a video today of Quentin Spain straight mauling guys for the Bengals. Still gets me heated that he's not a Bill. Yeah, I'm with you, man. And obviously we don't know the whole. We don't know what happened.
Yeah, because that was a erupt that they were like, "You're gone," and I was like, "You just gave this guy money, and now he's gone." It's like, okay, alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Japanese people are all of a sudden finding our comment section on YouTube. This has never happened before, or Chinese people, but yeah, this is freaking annoying.
You made it.
You made it, Joe.
It's not me, it's us. The only new thing here is T. So T, I'm blaming this on you. So.
I made it.
That's hysterical.
Sorry.
Going into the Dolphins game, because we're pretty much bumping up on time right now, and this has been a fun conversation, even with talking about it's weird for me because I talked about the game on Sunday, I talked about the game on Monday, and coming in tonight I was like, man, I don't know what I have left to say about this game, the Steelers game on Wednesday, but we've talked about it a lot, and it's been fun, invigorating conversation.
Yes.
Defensive line expectations for the Bills going into the Dolphins game.
Go ahead, T. I'll let you go with that first.
I love you, Spence.
Block better than Monco.
What happened?
I blocked the whoever that was making those weird comments. I blocked them, and I put in the comments, block better than Mongo. So
oh, okay. So the defense, although our defense did play well, I mean, I was expecting a little bit more. Like I wanted a little bit more sacks. Like I get Poyer had a sack, right? Wasn't it Poyer?
I don't remember.
Yeah, one of them. But it doesn't matter. But I'm expecting them to do a little bit better. Like I'm expecting them to pressure Tua. So I want my guys to do their job. Like they went out and got two defensive ends, and I just want them to show up. That's it. That's it.
What about you, Spence?
With the defensive line, or the defense in general, I'm not down at all. I don't have any I'm so excited about what I saw that I feel like now we're going against a guy in his second year who still hasn't taken much of a jump that makes us feel like he's going to be too much of a threat in the division. I think this defense is going to confuse the heck out of him. I think we're going to beat him up. Even if we don't sack him, I think we're going to beat him up. We had actual quarterback pressures Sunday.
Yes.
Like we had actual pressures that actually stopped drives or actually made incompletions happen and tip passes. The length of the line is amazing. I want FL Bada to get a few more snaps in that rotation. I think him and FA, him and Group together are amazing. I love the length. So no, I'm super excited about this defense.
How about your boy Edmonds?
Me too. Oh my gosh, Edmonds. I talked about. You've heard me talk about it a lot. So, Spence, go ahead and talk about it.
Here. Just go ahead. Go ahead. You gonna make me blush and stuff. You gonna make me. Did you see my dude Tremaine? Did y'all see my guy? Wait a minute, because y'all woke me up now. I was tired. Did you see my man Tremaine?
The big thing for me, and I said this post game to you, Spence, specifically, is he was not going east and west. He was going north and south. He was attacking the play, which is we've seen him chase the play. He's very good at chasing the play. We began to see him attacking the play.
Beast mode is what he was.
Did you see the video?
Wait. He wasn't going east and west and north and south, Joe. He was going beast mode is what he was going.
For sure.
My man Tremaine, matter of fact, Tremaine, he caught a body Sunday. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see my man Tremaine catch a body?
Yeah.
I had to call the police on my man, and I didn't. I love him.
I had to turn
him in. I had to turn him in. Did you see me turn him in? My man caught a body, Joe. He caught a body. I'm moving the mic so I'm not screaming. He caught a body.
He caught the body and turned the body around.
I literally just tweeted. Somebody tweeted at me about Edmonds, and I what the hell did I say? I said something about I think we're going to see the evolution. Where's it at? Somebody tweeted me. He said, I guess I've been waiting since he was drafted to feel like this. Edmonds is one of the biggest players in the field in tackles. He said tackles like a cornerback. I think that's a good thing. And I said, we are about to see the evolution of Edmonds.
Yes.
That's what I said on Twitter.
First of all, whoever said that to you, tell them to tag me because I'm about to get him. He's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
The problem is,
but he's been going east and west and chasing the play.
No, he's been catching bodies for years, Joe. Y'all gonna put respect on my dude's name. The difference is now he's a little bit smarter. The difference is now he understands
healthier
the game a little bit more. But he's been doing this, man. And I'm telling y'all, he gonna make. That was my first bullet point Monday morning. Look, he gonna make a lot of y'all eat your words. And I can't wait to be the first one on the Tremaine campaign out here screaming that this dude is about to blow it up.
I hope so.
A damn body. He caught a damn body.
And Oliver. I want both of them.
I hope all the listeners are in for the long haul because we could be here all night long. Like this conversation is just flowing and going great.
All right.
By the way, just for those that aren't aware, I made a couple new moderators in the chat section. So if any of that crazy Korean, Chinese, Japanese, whatever Asian language comes up, and just block them so that Spence and I don't have to. But let's do this. Let's start rounding out the end of this show, and let's start the ending with a shine candidate. Who, in your opinion, is going to shine this weekend? For me, I've got Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, to me, is going to have a bounce-back game. And I say bounce-back because he didn't really have a bad game, but I don't think he played to the Stephon Diggs level that Stephon wanted to play, which was that whole scene that we saw where he was off to the side by himself, right? Kind of psyching himself up, getting his head right, and then he jumped over and started like cheering on the rest of his team and getting them hyped up. I think we're going to see a bounce back. To me, the shine guy in this football game is Stephon Diggs. Now, there's an easy pick, the cherry pick, the daddy, if you will, of the Dolphins, but we'll see if either of you pick that guy.
Go ahead, Tim.
I got White.
Trey White?
Yeah. I got White because I think White was pissed off that they called that pass interference on him.
It was defensive holding.
Defensive holding, and it wasn't. So I got White. White plays well. White plays well though against Pittsburgh. So, and I think he's going to come in and be pissed off at the fact that they didn't play well. The defense played well. Don't get me wrong. The defense played well, but I think White is ready. So I got White.
Yeah, I'm with you there, but I think the whole team is gonna come out pissed off. I think Sunday was embarrassing for them, so I think the whole team is gonna be pissed off. But where I'm going is I think my man Tremaine is about to turn into a serial killer because he gonna catch another body this week. That's what's gonna happen. He gonna catch another damn body. That's who I'm going with. Okay, he about to turn it, and then week 3 is gonna be another one. Every single week, player of the week is Tremaine Edmonds. We catching bodies out in these streets. We gonna catch one in Miami. I'm telling you, it's happening.
Catching bodies.
So there's going to be some content creators on Twitter that are going to be really upset about the fact that Tremaine Edmonds is going to get himself a second contract with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, because he's catching bodies.
Well, tell those content creators that they need to start covering the Sabres because clearly they don't know football. Okay, you tell them I said it.
Or Miami.
Yeah, go with Marcel down in Miami since y'all don't want to cover the Bills properly.
Jay Spence with the Tombstone reference. Jay Spence with the Tombstone reference. You tell him I'm coming and hell's coming with me. So yeah, for sure.
Oh wow.
So let's do game predictions, and everybody in the comments section right now, no matter where you're at, give me a game prediction. Bills and Miami score. So what do you have there, Jay Spence, for a Bills versus Miami score?
Bills Miami. I'm gonna go Bills 28, Miami 17.
Ooh.
Not bad. What about you, T?
Dude, you stole I had 27-17.
27-17. All of the experts picked the Bills to be in that sub 30 range, and I have a feeling it's going to be about that too. I'm probably going to say 24. Is it possible? I'm probably going to say 24-17. I don't want to get like mathed up. I don't want to be like in the math situation. So it's probably 24-17, which is going to be a close football game, one possession football game. What about a Josh Allen stat line, T?
Oh my gosh. I know he's not going to throw for 51. I think he got 270 last week, right? So I'll give him 320. 320. Yeah, 320. I don't know the size. I don't know. I'm giving him 320. That's it. I don't know, like 21 for whatever. He got 320.
How many touchdowns?
So I said 27. I'm going to give him 3 touchdowns.
What's funny, before you go, Spence, I was watching Marcel Louis-Jacques on the New York Up with Perino and Talbot.
One running, sorry.
No worries, today. And he was talking about Allen and just the fact that, like, Allen is Superman. Like, he almost can't be stopped. He doesn't have a weakness. Obviously, the Steelers, you say that, and every quarterback does have a weakness. If his offensive line can't block for him, he can't do anything, which is what we saw. So it'll be interesting to see how this game, because the Dolphins' front seven defensive line is not as good as the Steelers. But what's your stat line prediction for Allen this week?
I'm gonna go 320 for Josh, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, and I'm going to say that he's gonna give us about 55 yards on the ground, no touchdowns.
I'm expecting him to come out lit. So, I've got him probably in the high 3s, 380, 390, somewhere around there. And I think I had him at 3. I think I predicted Singletary to have our first touchdown in the last game. That did not happen. So I don't know who's going to get the first touchdown, but it will be interesting for me to see. Final thoughts, closing thoughts, Jay Spence, before we put this thing to bed tonight.
Closing thoughts. Make sure if you see something, say something. So when Tremaine catch these bodies down in Miami, y'all need to make sure y'all say something. Okay? When you see something, say something. He out here murdering people. Okay? God. He out here killing people.
If you see something, say something. I don't think that was what the motto of it was. But if you see something, say something.
Hashtag see something, say something.
Well, Joe got what is it, Joe? In your wildest dreams?
Wildest dreams land.
And then you guys, if you see something, say something. Okay.
Hey, see something, say something.
T, what about you?
Bodies.
T, what about you? Final thoughts.
I can't back that. Like, what am I supposed to say? I don't even know, Joe. Be somebody's friend today. I don't know. Like, I guess if you see something, say something too, in everybody's wildest dream lands. I don't know.
For me, there's an aspect of, like, I believe that game 1 was an outlier. People ask me all week long, has my season prediction changed? No, I've still got the Bills winning 13 games. It's still 13-4. Yep. I had some surprise losses in there. This is one of them. If the wheels come off, and I would say this, the wheels didn't come off against the Steelers. Excuse me. I don't know if the wheels were ever put on. There was something that put in the chat earlier just about trying to show off. And, I liken it to, if you can't tie your shoelaces, then you absolutely should not be trying to run a marathon. And that's what it seemed like the Bills were doing in that Steelers game. We can't run a basic run play or throw a decent pass. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to do backwards passes and all kinds of weird stuff. Grind it out. Find that base. Hopefully they're working on that stuff. For me, just my final thought is, there's a lot of season left, 16 games, and we got a lot of football to watch. As Richard Rush just said, Wildest Dreams Land is still alive. This is going to be a fantastic year, and we should all be really, really excited about it. But ladies and gentlemen, you have been tuned into the Hump Day Hotline on the Buffalo Rumblings Multicast Network, brought to you by the Market Dominator, who you should call if you're looking to buy or sell a home, 716-570-3298. Go ahead, Spence.
Nothing. I was just laughing because I could tell you weren't ready for that energy from Tremaine. I could tell that caught you off guard. So I'm just laughing at you.
I'm
here for it.
Listen, apparently we should call him Train. Apparently the nickname is Train.
I'm on my Tremaine campaign this year, so we could throw a train in there somewhere. I figured out. I'm hashtagging everything.
I'm here for it.
Bodies.
I'm absolutely here for it.
Catching bodies this year.
This going was down. Freaking fun. I love this.
Want to thank everybody who has joined us for the live show. Want to thank everybody who's tuned in and listening post live show. And want to thank the lovely T.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
One more time, T. Estelle. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter. T. Estelle, Not Your Average Podcast in 716. I have a YouTube channel. I am on the Build-In Buffalo Network. I'm over there with a bunch of incredible guys. So go over there and check me out. I will follow you. Follow me back. We good.
Awesome. Jay Spence.
Hey, shout out to everybody over there built in Buffalo. They took my homegirl, my sister in like family, and they treating her right. So shout out to everybody over there. All I'm gonna say is really everybody, go into this weekend again. Don't overreact. Don't think that the season's over. It's week one. The Patriots won Super Bowls when they lost week one. It's happened. There's been other teams that have won Super Bowls when they lost week one. I'm not saying that we're absolutely on the right path to do everything perfectly. We're gonna have some moments during the season that you're gonna be annoyed. You're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna be down about the team. It happens. That's the whole point of sports. It's unpredictable. We play the game every week because you never know what's going to happen. If that was the case, we could just, throw Buffalo in the Super Bowl now. If it was said, just be patient. Just be patient. Just be patient. And when you see something, say something.
Awesome. And where can they find you on Twitter there, Jay Spence?
Find me at Jay Spence the King on Twitter. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Jay Spence the King. And, y'all can find me at the police station ratting out my dude Tremaine. Catching
my name is Joe Miller. I'm the co-host of the Hump Day Hotline. You can find me on Twitter at Joe Miller Wired. And for T. Estelle, for Jay Spence the King, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.